list and I saw some Fart Studios on there. I'm like, all right, sounds about right. Waga, though, this should be a good one. We got game one. What are you thinking about these drafts?
I'm pretty hyped for it. This should be pretty spicy. Like they said, when the Huskar pick came out, that was a third pick Huskar, so it was telegraphed pretty early on. We'll see if CDUB correctly responded here. They got some good heroes against it. Both teams are going against each other here, but only 3 from the side of Fart Studios. Might be danger for them.
Yeah, CDUB, how about this? The 5-player smoke going to the left and going to catch Fart Studios off guard somewhat, you figure. Jenkins, perhaps the vulnerable target. Absolutely the vulnerable target. Forced to get that skewer and get the hell on out of there. So we'll survive, but leveling up that skewer first.
Yeah, they didn't go with a roll from Earth Spirit there. They were holding it for a long time, so they probably respect it. I mean, he was close enough to a tower of Magnus that he can always get to safety. So no real damage done there, and yeah, they revealed the 5-man move.
So there seems to be some doubt with this this Magnus pick. Thinking it was going to be in the hands of Sonic initially. It's a hero that he plays a ton. And ultimately, he's playing the IO this game, though, and Jenkins getting his hands on the Magnus. Curious on your thoughts on that, Waga.
I'm not a big fan of Magnus offlane in current patch. I feel like it's, it's more miss than hit or miss. It's miss and miss kind of for me. I think there are stronger options for the offlane. I would have loved to see the POS 5 Magnus. Maybe they were thinking about that, but then they realized, okay, we need to do something more turbo for our carry, get the Wisp and Racer together can play really high tempo. So perhaps this is just the way they wanted to address what they were going against as well.
Yeah, so again, no kills off the bat. As far as the bounty runes go, it is the 2-for-2 split. And worth reiterating, I know the panel brought it up there as well, but these two teams somewhat familiar with one another in terms of they played a couple of times throughout the close qualifiers to get to this point. In fact, technically, Fart Studios knocked out CDUB, but then CDUB ultimately able to claim that last spot due to the situation with Legacy and having to drop out there. So, here they meet once again for the 3rd time in really a couple of months, and looking to duke it out after a 1-1 split between those two series. But this Courier, by the way, at the top lane, it's almost sniped out by Nushan there. But yeah, which of these matchups in these lanes are you looking forward to the most, Waga?
I mean, mid, they send the Ember into this Huskar. This is why they picked the Huskar 3rd pick as well. They saw Ember and they said, okay, we're just gonna pick Huskar. That's one of the worst matchups in the entire game for Ember, I would say. It's absolutely horrible. So how much can Mark do on this lane against Annihilate? It starts out decently, but when Huskar gets level 3, it gets very, very difficult. So I want to see how they're going to make, the most out of this situation that they're in. They could have flexed the Ember perhaps into some other role, but they decided to send him here, so let's see how it works out.
Yeah, they're committed obviously at this point to running him in the mid, but to that point, Waga, is it maybe going to be on Earth Spirit to do those rotations to set up some kills on a Huskar perhaps, or really protect the Ember Spirit, his brethren?
I don't know if you can even necessarily expect to get too much from those rotations. I think it's more like you drafted the Lifestealer and the DP, which both are really good against Huskar later on. So perhaps they'll just accept the Huskar will probably have a good start, but we'll deal with him with our draft. The 5-man that they have, Pano mentioned as well, is pretty strong, their team fight.
Oh, speaking of Earth Spirit, doing that creep pull, rolling boulder, gonna smack in a Razor and kind of adjusting this creep wave of sorts, but Fart SJ, I'm still learning more about this player right here, formerly known as BSJ apparently. He is on the Razor, of course, partnered up with Sonic, and so far, 6-3 against a 9-4 on the other side.
Yeah, DP Racer is an awkward matchup because you have Spirit Siphon and the Static Link, so both of them are kind of not sure when they want to commit to running down the other. It's usually about who has more creeps with them and the creep balance on their side. So killing the creeps quickly is important on this lane and shoving the lane.
Yeah. Right now favoring Razor, but actually going back in favor of the Death Prophets. I got to keep an eye on that. And again, Death Prophet, they're pretty much tied at this point. But that mid matchup, 11-0 Ember Spirit versus a 15-5 Huskar. So, like you mentioned, you certainly see it favoring Huskar just on paper. And so far, it's working out beautifully for Annihilate.
It's getting more and more grim, though. Like right now, the CS is still kind of close, but of course, the 0 denies on Ember is painful. Bottom, look at this move by Fart SJ and Sonic. They kill a Courier. They're just running deep behind the tower here. Get a Courier and zone CDUB into an awkward spot where they're tanking the creeps.
Yeah, obviously that's confidence, but for good reason. Sonic here with that early headdress, of course with the tether up on a Razor. There's that interaction you're talking about, and the first blood going the way of Fart Studios. The plasma field just barely hitting to get the kill right there. And now Sanctified, he'll be fine, but taking some damage in the process. But yeah, Death Prophet sticking around a little bit too long. Mark rotating in, not able to get a play though. He missed his chains right there, and he's gonna have to walk back mid.
This is what Ember wants to do. He wants to find any excuse to go to a side lane, but he was just too late. If he reacted when they were deep on the tower there, he could maybe have gotten something done. But yeah, he is so desperate to leave his lane. He's not touching the creeps even on mid lane anymore, so he has to look for ways to get back into the game, like I mentioned.
It feels like you're pretty much just having to accept that fact that, yeah, Ember's Spirit is not necessarily going to be a hero that you're going to be able to rely on too much coming out of the laning phase in terms of being highly impactful. It goes back to that Death Prophet and really the Lifestealer, which we haven't talked too much about yet, but he's 23-3 at this top lane. It seems like he's having a pretty comfortable time as Double King.
He is, but at the same time, 20 CS on Jenkins, so his Magnus. Pano wasn't sure how he was going to do here on the offlane. So far, the CSing is going fine. Lifestealer not the most oppressive hero early on, but at the same time, he's not really threatening the Lifestealer. Lifestealer with the tree end protecting him is going to be difficult to put any form of pressure on.
Mm-hmm. We're partnered up by that tree and protector as a Lifestealer. This is in NA, let alone just across the board, all regions, one of the most popular heroes. And we saw that even plenty on day number 1, I want to say 3, if not all the games, actually, including the Treant. And once again, right here, and speaking of that Treant, going in with the Leech Seed, they wanted to play on a new Sham, and they might get that kill. No, he's going to be a little bit too fast. Jenkins also supporting, using that Shockwave and keeping his teammate alive, but you just see how they're able to bully on the side of CDUB, it feels like.
For CDUB, but both of them have Orb of Venom. Oh, he gets skewered back. Aframush gets caught out, but Jenkins...
I mean, he's dead. There's nothing more he can do. He maybe go set up for a turn kill, and that's not even going to happen. So yeah, a little too confident, but you're talking about the Orb of Venom.
Yeah, so CDUB, they have what I would consider to be pretty awkward any moment that you have this happen. You have Orb of Venom on the Treant, and then you also have Orb of Venom on Lifestealer. And I mean, it's not completely lost value, but it's not ideal to have this going. Of course, Lifestealer wants that Orb of Corrosion, but I think maybe you could have skipped it on Treant and got Magic Stick or something for this lane.
Bottom lane, Fart SJ and Sonic. They're once again deep this time. Aframush already TPing it, and now here comes Mark. Mentioned Ember Spirit. He really wants to be able to make plays in the other lanes, and he's going to be able to make that play. Gets the kill on Razor. The TP out from IO, at least successful, but good rotation, good collapse more so by CDUB to get their first kill of the game.
Yeah, they get a little bit in there, and at the same time, though, Wisp managed to TP out and get back to bottom lane in time to even do a pull as well to get the lane back and be comfortable to prepare it for Razor. Mid lane, they're trying Huskar.
Inner Fire already used. He has a life ray. It's just not going to matter. He had a Tang or Fairy Fire, excuse me, as well. But I mean, 4 heroes coming together, basically accepting death at that point. So the rotations continue, and CDUB, they get another one. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a good move. Good move to shut him down. Any kill on him before Armlet is great.
Top. Lifestealer. He's actually in trouble as well. Already using his wall and Sanctify TPing in, trying to assist. Not going to keep him alive, though. Now what happens from here? The creeps are chasing into the trees. 3 heroes here, of course, from Park Studios, but Aframush, yeah, they're trying to run. Leech Seed level 2. It's ready to use. Aframush waiting for it. Is going to activate it right there. But all clumped up on the side of Park Studios, and they're just figuring, all right, let's man up now. Annihilate going down, by the way. Gets the turn kill on a Mark while this is all happening. They do take out Tree and Protect at the top lane. All right, it's official. This is NA Dota. Action started.
Yeah, there is so much happening right now. The move towards mid was good. The wraparound there with the DP and the Ember, they managed to get the Huskar again. Dying now without TP available, and his mid tower is being sieged by Exorcism. And even a Catapult. This is the worst case scenario for Fart Studios here. They had a great start on the Huskar, but he lost so much of his advantage here. Even though he was dominating lane, this is giving some chance for Ember to come back into the game, and he has level 6 already.
And close to that point, I mean, clearly CDUB, rather than accepting the fact that maybe this matchup is just a lost cause, and yes, the Huskar is going to just have a great game coming out of the laning phase, deal with them later, they make a point to address him. We saw the rotations ultimately 4 heroes coming together, and now right here, again, off screen, or maybe the observer caught it. Either way, they're able to make another kill, and just like that, 2 deaths later, suddenly that massive lead that Huskar had early on, it's not so massive anymore. I mean, he is still technically top net worth, but he's not getting that that snowball that you're really worried about.
Yeah, they were thinking about getting him one more time before Armlet here, but people are sitting mid and protecting him, and the Armlet is delivered now, so it's going to be much harder to bring him down from here on. And he can also start farming jungle very, very quickly. They have prepared some stacks here where he's going to be able to get even more gold on the Huskar.
Razor finding his new home here in the mid lane. Of course, partnered up with the IO. Speaking of IO, of course, natural combination with the Huskar, as I'll get to that in just a second, because the pushback onto Fort SJ. Razor suddenly away from his teammate. The tether in though. Sonic wants to help keep him alive. Overcharged, doing everything he can.
It's a 20 stick on Wisp. Oh.
He gets that stack with the wand use right there, as you're mentioning. Gonna keep him alive, and Sonic just kind of walking it off. Not so much. Razor eventually run down. Off to the side, though. That's gonna be another P coming up from Jenkins. Huskar showing up as well. Interfire gets one. Now going for Death Prophet. The stacks of the Burning Spear is adding up, but it's not enough. The Living Armor's doing work. The Armlet Toggle, however, from Ina, he goes back in with the Life Break. Going back with another Armlet Toggle, and he's gonna be able to pick up the kill. That Sanctified triple kill for Annihilate. Will it even be a quad kill mark? 6 seconds. Fire Remnant not going to matter. Shockwave connects. Big plays for Far Studios.
Redeeming himself there. Annihilate, who had a little bit of a shutdown there earlier, but now he gets the triple kill here. Beautiful play by Jenkins, actually catching them there as well, kind of delivering it for his Huskar, who could just stand uncontested and right click throughout all of that. So they did bring down both the Wisp and the Razor, but that was very costly for CDUB.
Yeah, it's always hard to, when these games especially would just really pick up in the action after go, and you kind of just have to take a step back and realize, okay, where is this game at right now? Because it did feel like that, CDUB maybe was starting to at least gain ground, make this even, but after what just happened right there, it is that 2,000 overall net worth lead currently for Far Studios, and Huskar continues to be that top farm in the game. So I was talking about the IO, though. Who is he going to look to prioritize, would you say, as far as that tethered target? Is it the Razor, or will it be that Huskar?
I think he will play with Razor almost exclusively. Huskar can pair up with the IO really well in some situations, so maybe Sonic can keep his eyes open if he wants to reload save or something, but more than likely, they just want this Razor to have all the momentum in this game so that he can control it. That's where I think the tether is important for him.
So right there, Rubik using that Fire Remnant, which he currently has taken over to harass Double King and push him out from this top lane. However, big fight Bruin. Tree Protector not level 6 yet, going to be skewered away. Nice triple silence, though. That is big. Exorcism, it's taken away. Annihilate, maybe a toggle. The armor, it's not going to matter. He just melts down. He's down for 30 more seconds. Aframoosh continues in pursuit. Jenkins trying to run away. Not so easy against Earthspirit. Earthspirit going to die to make that happen. Rubik flying around every which way. As we see the RP is even going to be committed just to try to keep teammates alive. Magnus falls, though, and CDUB a 3-for-1 that they're very satisfied with.
Yeah, that was so much the DP coming in and doing a lot of damage there. She is a force to be reckoned with at this point. She has level 4 on the Spirit Siphon. Each one of those is 600 damage. It's so painful when she runs in. The Exorcism was a big part. But also want to say that the way Ember dove in there created the space for her to just run in. So good understanding that they were strong enough to contest that tower.
You saw those odds right there on the screen on the top center, esportsbet.io. Definitely taking a look yourself. The updating odds throughout the match, but again, still favoring Fart Studios, but slightly closing that gap for CDUB. But speaking of this game, once again, Huskar going back with a life break. The IO tether up, barely stayed alive, not alive enough, though. They do take out Death Prophet. However, and now Mark shows up, probably regretting that decision. In fact, absolutely is. He just melts as soon as he goes in for a slight, and Sanctified, the same story for him as well. Double kill for Razor. 13-9 at not even 13 minutes.
It's super high tempo for sure. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Double King is trying to find, some space to farm up and get some action going here for himself with the armlet. They reload in for him though.
There's no way he gets out of this one. Doesn't have Infest, 13 seconds. I mean, he has got that armlet.
He's fast though.
I might have
not fast enough.
Spoken too soon. I mean,
nice armlet.
Oh my gosh, he is gonna live. An armlet toggle on the clutch in the end. Yeah, the living armor, of course. It's like I almost forgot, but how could I? That helped.
Yeah, living armor, living up to its name for sure. You don't die with it. That's the point. And they do force Lifestealer back, but he's just gonna farm all these creeps. So ultimately, they chased him for so long and didn't really achieve too much with it. But this game is reminiscent of the first games that we saw in Div 2 here. Just hyper aggressive. Both teams are fighting over everything. And there wasn't even a tower or anything being pressured. Lifestealer just wanted to hang out bottom, and they run down there and just chase him. Everyone playing such angry style here.
really are. The BKBs are starting to come online, by the way, Waga, so worth pointing that out, both for Huskar as well as Razor. Not there yet, but both just need that recipe to complete. And how impactful is it going to be this game, would you say?
I think it's huge. I think it's very important against Treant Protector and Earth Spirit. If you ever want to play the game, even against Ember with his magic damage that he brings, you just have to have it. But I think the bigger power spike for Fart Studios is going to be Huskar's next items. If he decides to go for the Casual Sange, which is very common, or if he decides to go for something like Aghanim Scepter for the lockdown of that. If he rushes straight into that. Once the Aghanims is up, then it's really difficult to play against if you don't have the proper items yet.
Dire's middle tower is under
Again, farming out those recipes. Sanctified bottom lane. He's going to make sure to use that rolling boulder to get out before any catch happens. Of course, Razor IO, not necessarily ones that can lock you in place, so able to freely move on out. Mark finding himself back, pushing out the middle lane the best that he can, and trying to really recover as that understandable rough start that we talked about for the Ember Spirit, as that Orb of Corrosion, working on the Maelstrom. You like to see the Maelstrom still, even with the struggle start? I mean, I don't know what you would have gone instead, I suppose. But.
No, I agree with it. I think the Maelstrom is correct here. You need it. Oh, bottom Sanctified and Double King are trying to chase down VSJ, but he's going to be just fine here.
Yeah, Eye of the Storm is activated, and it's like, it's just not worth relocate even.
Yeah, and that relocate wasn't even much to save him. That was just for efficiency mostly. Like, perhaps they thought that there were more people, but he was completely fine on Razor. They're just moving him to mid lane to make him farm even faster. So this is accelerating his farm. He's keeping up with a Huskar. They're neck and neck, and well, they're on the same team, so they're pretty happy. You know, they're number 1 and 2 on the farm.
Yeah. Item that's pretty good against a hero like both Huskar and Io, for that matter, is the Spirit Vessel, and currently Earth Spirit is working on it, and he's got the Arena Charge on it. Queues up the full-on Spirit Vessel, is apparently dealing with a little bit of latency issues, so quick restart.
It's a very spirit-friendly team, this one. Spirit Vessel, Earth Spirit, you got Ember Spirit, you got Spirit Siphon. This team is all about the spirits.
Sure are. And again, well, to that point, they were talking about it on the panel as well. Again, Earth Spirit is not necessarily a hero that we're seeing a lot. In fact, I was even looking up for NA Division 1. I was only seen once. Granted, it won its game, but of the spirits, perhaps the least played right now. It's your thoughts on seeing of this game?
Yeah, I feel a little bit awkward seeing Earth Spirit again, but he can work really well. I think the idea of him here could be that you can kick away stuff as well. Like Razor wants to stay next to people. Huskar also wants to jump in and chase. Like the kick is very good for Earth Spirit in this game. And of course, if you get on top of Io with Earth Spirit, you can quite easily start locking him down and deal good damage to both him and whoever he's paired up with at the moment with Magnetize. So I like the pick into this game, but I do think he needs that Spirit Vessel to really start killing the IO faster.
Help kill the IO faster as maybe Aframush getting a good overgrowth initiation to lock him in place, and he's working on a blink. 1460 gold saved up on the Treant Protector. Looking at that, so double damage room, by the way, going to be picked up by Annihilate, and they go right into Roshan. There is vision. I mean, CDUB saw this happening, so how do they react is the question, because they have to react to this, right?
Yeah, they should come over there and fight this. Meanwhile, they do have a really good push bottom with Lifestealer, but giving it free Aegis, it looks like they might be too late, though.
Yeah, he is TPing in now. Is that Lifestealer Partisan going to pop that BKB? Bashbox helping. Yeah, going in right there. The Death Province picked up behind Annihilate. And oh my god, the RP from Jenkins. It pulls them all in. 3 are dead, and it's run time for Lifestealer and the Earth Spirit. Double King will be fine. Earth Spirit left, so they will survive, but Fart Studio is going to take their biggest lead so far, and they still have that Aegis.
That was beautiful by Jenkins, and also he doesn't even have a blink or a force staff or anything. He just found himself to position greatly there, and or great positioning. And CDUB, I think a lot of their bad positioning is because they were not fast enough at reacting to that Roche. If they were faster, they have time to approach it from better angles, but they were way too clumped up against a team like that. Here we see again how they're trying to go in, but yeah, this is because they were trying to split push bottom as well at the same time. But if they moved faster, I think they could be more split up here as they moved in. But around here, you can see how they just try to go in for it, and they get caught.
Yeah, it actually was only the 2 initially, but then Sita was so committed to try to really stop that Roshan. It's almost like one of those cases Waga is actually holding a thought, because Razor is going to get caught out, get smoke play coming out for CDUB, and even Treant walking away before the kill actually happens. Sonic trying to come in for a save, and he will not like the end result of this one. So he too is going to be killed, and CDUB making the best of this situation currently as they get 2 kills, but
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's a little bit too greedy there, trying to farm the bottom part of the map. He had vision that the rotations should be coming in, and he was just trying to stay Wisp. Of course, the save a buddy syndrome, you know, like, oh, I'll help you, and dies as well. So 2 go down, CDUB finding a little bit of consolation prize here after losing the Roshan. But meanwhile, top is being pushed by Huskar. I don't know if he can break through living armor to tier 2 though. So he just has to back down.
yeah. As I mentioned with the Roshan, yeah, it almost felt like CDUB just got caught in that situation where they knew that they really had to defend that, even especially with Satan initially, but they just got there a little bit too late, and they were still forcing that issue. It's like the kill happened, he got the Aegis, and then even a couple seconds later, they still went in, and that's where the RP came out, and obviously we saw the end result. So CDUB getting a little too antsy to make a play right there. Sometimes you just got to cut your losses, but easier said than done. But again, still a couple of nice kills after the fact, and remains about that 5,000 net worth lead. Annihilate still has 2.5 minutes on this Aegis. Now has a Heaven's Halberd queued up, by the way.
Yeah, he's going for the Heaven's Halberd. He needs survivability against the Lifestealer, because Lifestealer went for the armlet into Deso, very common, and once he rages and runs at Huskar, he can put quite a bit of hurt on him. So getting that evasion is important. Getting the extra regen from the Sanj as well is huge. So it's smart itemization for this game. He probably wants the Aghanims as well to help kill the Ember or Earth Spirit, or anyone really that you jump, but he's going for the safer build, and it's needed here. Treant Protector, not so safe.
Yeah, and this is gonna really sting as well if he dies, because that Blink Dagger is so close to being purchased, and it's just gonna be a bit longer, unfortunately. So, but no, he'll have it by the time he's back up and good to go. But obviously a good find there for Part Studios. And why would they stop? I suppose they're gonna keep going uphill.
They stole the level 4 living armor as well. They can spam that on Huskar now in the fight. He's spamming it on both Razor and Huskar. Newsham has a great spell for this.
That's arguably one of the best abilities you could steal, I feel like.
I think
in this
so.
game.
Yeah, in this game, I mean, Exorcism, and then it's this. Overgrowth is also up there, but this is so much value. They did lose the bottom tier 2 tower though. He didn't have a chance to save it in time, so he can't roleplay as the Treant Protector too much, but getting this extra armor on Huskar is massive in the fights. So they want to take more fights, I think.
Well, speaking of living armor, though, one that originally has that ability, of course, Treant Protector, he does have that blink now. So something tells me, and this is one of those moments in these games, right, Waga, where it's like, okay, maybe a chance to catch them off guard. I don't think he's necessarily even showing it yet. Does he get that good jump, maybe on the eye on the backlands, kill him quickly, and then accelerate from there when it comes to the team fight? They're going to have to do it into a 5-player smoke, though, coming out from Fart Studios as they spot a Treant. And Fart Studios is going to be the one with the jump. Oh, blinks out in time. They do catch, though, onto the Death Prophet, and he's probably just going to have to accept death. Yep.
Yeah, she couldn't blink out of that. Treant was completely fine. He was actually the one that they were trying to chase for there, but they find a DP instead. Even better kill for them. And they're moving straight towards mid as well. And Annihilate is making sure to kill the top creep wave, so not losing the map balance. And right now, CDUB are doing the best that they can to be on every single lane. They're pushing creeps on mid, bottom, and top at the same time, understanding that they're not strong enough to fight. But they can at least try to stabilize the map a little bit for themselves, or they're going to lose all their buildings.
Is Lifestealer going to be able to do enough right now? I mean, he's got a Desolator. His overall net worth is solid. It's keeping up with the others on the other side. He even has that shard with the open wounds, of course. But is Lifestealer threatening enough, would you say?
Oh, he's threatening Rubik right now. Here. He's close to a Treant.
Yeah, a couple more auto attacks, and the living armor is not going to save the Rubik, and yeah, he's going to have to infest a creep to get out, though, because here comes Jenkins. Jenkins does have a blink, by the way, with the RP, but they're not going to be able to run down this creep. Actually, well, Annihilant's up here. What am I saying? He's going to cut him off. He's going in with a life break. They want this kill, damn it. Yeah, Hila's nearby, though, and Death Prophet will help make sure to keep them away, but hell, that was scary for Lifestealer.
Nice try by Jenkins with the blink skewer there, but didn't have high ground vision, so it was blindly attempting to catch their spirit as well. But nice kill for CDUB there. They get the Rubik and then get out without losing anyone. Now they are quickly rushing back to get on side lanes. And I like the way that they're trying to hold on to the game, but look at what Far Studios are doing. They're like, we don't need creeps bottom. We can just take this tier 1 tower easy, backdoor a bat. And Huskar went with a plate mail, now going into the Aghanims, the item I've been hyping up so much.
Okay.
Rubik again getting caught out. Maybe he's fine this time though?
Well, you can tell Trine and Erspin are both a little like, do we really commit to this? Tier 3 towers nearby, and it is the right decision to get out of when they did, because that would have been overcommitment for sure. Trying to make that kill happen. So, yeah, can't kill the Rubik, but it's going to allow him to push out that bottom lane slightly. That does seem to be one of the positives, though, that CDUB has going for them, is that bottom lane push. The fact that they were able to get that tier 2 tower when they did, and they are at least putting some pressure on Fart Studios.
Yeah, they're making them work for every single bit of advantage that they claim in this game, but it is a lot of advantage they have taken already. 8,000 gold lead. Fart Studios are building up quite a lot here. They have BKB and Mantis completed on the Razor, and he has 1,400 gold as well, so we'll see if he wants to add in the casual shard, or if he's going to go for the full assault cuirass. Looks like he wants even more armor as well, so AC is going to be next.
Look at Razor right there as an Arcane Rune, by the way, spawns. It's going to be picked up by Jenkins. But Razor having his Manta style as well. So BSJ is feeling very good. Assault Cuirass is queued up next. A ways before that, but satisfied with what he has currently. Jenkins with an Arcane Rune, though. You know he's looking for that RP moment. And they're going to group up mid and maybe try to push off of this now.
Oh, he catches the Ember. Lift.
I was going to say, does he RP for this? The answer is yes. It's, with the Arcane Rune especially, it's 80 seconds, it's going to be back up.
It's good that he didn't go for the RP without help there. If you skewer into attempting RP, then he can actually jump away with the Ember. But Rubik was there to lift mid-skewer, securing the chain stun, and then they get the kill. So clean execution. Of course, like you said, the Arcane Rune, not even any long cooldown. So he's going to have that RP available soon again in just a minute.
Look at this pressure, though. Bottom lane, Tree and Protector doing the rat Dota. Just keeps this bottom lane pushed in. No Meteor Hammer needed for him to do so. It's going to force Annihilate to fall back and somewhat push it out. He's got a point booster on Huskar, as you're talking about. Towards that axe, back to the middle lane. Ooh, a chance for CDUB. A couple of heroes by themselves on Fart Studios' side, but they're able to retreat and no deaths to suffer.
Yeah, they weren't under vision, so Sanctified didn't have any information on where to roll there, didn't connect with the blind roll, so unfortunately couldn't catch anyone. And Fart Studios are able to get out of this one for free as well.
CDUB down 10,000 net worth right now, still trying to find that play, and maybe there's something right here. They catch Io. Spirit Vessel's up, Sonic Tether connects though with the Rolling Boulder once again, and Io is going to die. 40 seconds, no Io currently for Far Studio, so you'd think that CDUB certainly has to capitalize with this. They have Exorcism, Roshan, 28 seconds before Roshan's up.
Yeah, it's actually pretty soon, but more importantly, perhaps they can use the smoke to get in and get some vision to prepare for the Roche. It's very hard to do it blindly. They're looking for the Razor. They use the silence on the illusions. The scan was positive on illusions, and he's going to be just fine on Fart SGA getting out of that situation. I want to comment on, by the way, the build that the Lifestealer is doing this game. He went with the Armlet Deso, which is very normal, but then going back for a BKB rushed after that. I feel like this game, you might need the Halberd or even more damage items first, because BKBing here is not going to necessarily save you fully against a lot of the stuff on Fart.
Yeah, it does feel like one of those almost desperate items of you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, but it's not going to come into play right here because it doesn't have it yet. RP, though, pulls in the 2. However, Excess is up from Ela, and now getting a chance with some Lifestealer even showing up. Put the slow water part SJ. Annihilate just jumps in, though. He's got his own BKP, and the Burning Spear is now adding up on top of the Death Prophet. And the Infest is going to, well, for now, Lifestealer is still feeling pretty good. They took out Razor. You see on the uphill, getting clipped. Jenkins Gonna go for the TP play. No, stopped in the end. Pulls him down though, and now trying to survive.
What have you done?
He's
Why
in
did you bring them
trouble.
down?
Yeah, whoopsie.
I love it. He clips 2 of them and then he's like, it's just a prank. I'll help you down. Here you go. You're
Didn't mean
back.
to. Well, I mean, Lifestealer definitely was able to stand his ground.
For 2 seconds, I was close to hyping up Jenkins there for his amazing play, and immediately he takes it away in the same in the same breath before I finish. But ultimately, not a bad fight for CDUB there. They did bring down the Razor. The RP was used as well. Sure, you used your own spells for this fight as well, but ultimately not too bad the way it went down.
The RP, not necessarily the most effective though, because of what was already happening, right? The Exorcism and the Siphon was up from Death Prophet when she got RP'd. I think Earthspear was also in there, and he's a fairly bulkier support himself. So they weren't able to necessarily do a lot of follow-up damage to it. And without those strong RP initiations, of course, your chances of winning these fights do go down slightly.
Dangerous smoke here. They're going to go straight for Roche. I thought that they would smoke into a fight, but with the plasma used from BSJ there is revealing that they are in Roche. There's no point smoking into Roche if you're going to use your AoE ability and show yourself.
Well, they're definitely seeing, the Sentry Ward placed down, gave it away. If anything, Ela will take it out. Roshan still has plenty of life. BSJ decided to go in right there. And they're going to get the skewer onto the Death Prophet. No Exorcism just yet. The Infest Bomb, though. Annihilate's trying to survive. Gets tethered up, the heals, and now he's looking to turn. The Burning Spirit's adding up onto the Death Prophet. RP will lock 2 in place, but not the biggest follow-up damage. They take out Treant Protector, though. Lifestealer still locked in place, even despite the BKB. Ember Spirit finally goes down, and so does Zero Spirit, and so will Lifestealer. Eventually, the damage is there for Fart Studios, and a triple kill for Annihilate, and let's add Roshan on top.
I like a Sonic manages to get the last hit there on the final kill with an auto attack from Wisp. Beautiful play by Far Studios. They really spread out in that fight. That was chaotic, but they went in every which direction, and it became really awkward for CDUB as they were completely surrounded at one point. It started out looking decent. The DP was tanking through so much with her living armor and just being tanky from the Guardian Greaves as well. Huskar was fighting her for a long time. But this Aghanim Scepter on Huskar, the moment he jumps on anyone, they just stand still and wait to die. That's what happened to Treant, and ultimately, this allows the Huskar to just do so much damage in that fight.
You just see how long they were locked down for, and you know what it was. Watching the replay there helped reiterate what the hell was keeping them in place. It was the RP into the Overgrowth. Yeah, Rubik stole the Overgrowth and just locked them, especially with the BKB up for Lifestealer. It didn't matter. That had to be so frustrating.
Yeah, and he still has it for the next fight as well. 25 seconds, and he's going to have Overgrowth again, and he has Blink and Force Staff, as well as the Eye of Vizier, the dream item on Rubik. Absolutely amazing situation here for the next fight that could be coming up. So he wants to just sit back and have someone go in front of him, and he can be a very big impact in the next fight as well, same as in the last.
Worth pointing out that from that Roshan kill, Huskar did pick up the Shard to go along with the Aegis of the Immortal, so he now has that buffed up Inner Fire. Of course, with the Life Break buff from the Ag Scepter that he bought naturally. And saw Kyros himself being built. I saw Razor was building one. Okay, Razor decided to go the Eye of Scotty. That makes more sense. He's really tanky now.
Yeah, he had the AC queued up earlier on the Razor, but realizing it's better on the Huskar, so... The Scotty is a great choice against both DP and the Lifestealer here, and even against the healing from Treant Protector and his living armor.
Level 20s are also starting to come up as we are seeing some tier 3 items dropping out. Paladins were picked up at Lifestealer there, but both Razor and Huskar just about level 20 themselves, and just naturally, of course, that's going to be even more of a buff that they can work with. But again, it comes back to Far Studios. What can they make of with this Aegis? I mean, so far they take out the bottom tier 2 tower. That's the last one remaining. So now it's all about the base. Do they really go uphill with this?
He goes in with RP on Lifestealer.
Okay, well, the follow-up damage eventually getting here. Annihilate shows up, Life Break in, Lifestealer forced to fight. Thanks to the axe, if anything. Double King, he's gonna infest though, and he's jetting on out of there. He will survive. Over to the right. Speaking of getting on out of there, Sanctified doing the same. Waga, no one died. That's crazy.
That's absolutely insane that he managed to get out from that situation, but yeah, he was eyeing him for a while there because he was farming under vision. There was a Radiant Ward watching the lifesteal farming the Ancients, and Jenkins wanted to kill that, but he didn't have backup in time. I think if they were quicker to TP, maybe they could have brought down the lifesteal.
Interesting here with Io trying to survive against the Death Prophet, going to go for the TP out. You saw in the mid lane, Rubik also getting away. So we're finding a couple of these scattered instances where barely surviving is going on, and might have another case of that. It's not going to be used by BSJ to get off the slow. However, he's cut off from his teammates. Interfire though, pushing them back, forcing to hold his ground though with the BKB activated, putting damage into Ela. Ela exorcisms up, however, Annihilate. He's getting low with Tuskar though. He's doing the toggle. Remember, he has the Aegis worst case. It's going to be burned right here. BSJ doing every distraction he can in the meantime. He is silenced up. Exorcism's going to be wearing out. Oh, still has a little bit longer actually, good 15-20 seconds. But Ela wants to get the hell on out of there. Earth Spirit dead. And supporting Cass apparently getting out of there. Aframush though, still manning up, putting the overgrowth out. FartSJ popping the BKB. He'll try to run away in the meantime over here. Yeah, getting clipped himself. Well, that's unfortunate. Not able to do a whole lot with that, buddy. Earth Spirit buys back, but down goes Ember's Spirit right as he does. There is a buyback available for Ember as Ela makes his way back to the base right there. So yeah, a little, again, kind of two different fights almost taking place.
Yeah, it's very scrappy. It's all over the place. The targeting, everyone's targeting like different targets. It feels like it's crazy, but ultimately not horrible for CDUB here. But how are they going to hold the high ground? They lost. They did take down the Aegis on the Huskar. They forced his BKB out as well, but they are in danger now of Fart Studios perhaps getting some courage to go high ground here when they have the AC finished on Huskar. If Exorcism is not completed yet.
Mm-hmm. Hitting those level 20 marks as mentioned as well. As you see, defending happening from CDUB, but you got Huskar picking up the Berserker's Blood regen, and Razor getting that Storm Surge move speed. So on the other side, Lifestealer and Ember Spirit are both level 18, still trying to catch up. Continue to be behind. That's kind of just been the theme, unfortunately, for CDUB, basically throughout coming on the lating phase, especially as they've been having struggle with that.
Speaking of themes, by the way, the way Wisp played, we talked about how he's going to play this game or how I expected him to play. It hasn't been at all like I expected. He's been all over the place. He's tethered up Rubik at some point, playing around with him. Sure. He's been just going wherever he sees action happening. So they've been very open to switching up the play. I think that's important when the game is this chaotic. You can probably not stay strict like, oh, I'll always go with you, because sometimes you have to TP and help someone as Wisp.
Yeah, it's not just like you're on Tiny, that's all you're doing. You don't go to anyone else.
Don't remind me of those days.
Yeah, you never know. Could have been possible here, but no Tiny. Oh, Smoke's going to be exposed, by the way. And Razor eventually running away as Ela try to catch up with the Siphon, but the Zeus, of course, Razor slippery and fast. Rubik trying to be slippery and fast, has his Fire Remnant stolen. The Infest nuke, though, and Nusham will eventually die. Talking about these scattered fights once again. Jenkins also now caught up to, just going to go for the BKB TP. They do have a stopper, though, and that's called Overgrowth. So Jenkins also will fall, and neither one has a buyback. I mean, there is no Roshan, though, so what can you really do with this if you're CDUB?
They got the kills. The kills are worth a lot because there's a 20,000 gold lead for Fart Studios, which is also, amazing that they managed to find 2 kills because Fart are really so far ahead. They should not be giving away these kills, it feels like, but they're playing the entire map. They're very greedy, and that's when CDUB managed to find a little window to strike. They go out as a team, smoked out, ran into the Racer, who was completely fine on his own, but ultimately some other heroes went down because of it.
Top lane, Annihilate gonna get that assistance from Io, of course, with the Glimmer Cape initially. Just jumps in with the life break, force a fight. Death Prophet now running away, though. Once again, the living armor continues to be huge. Guarding Greaves, Heaven's Halberd, etc. I mean, this is a very tanky Death Prophet. Look at that, 50 armor right now. Currently stands. Just south, though, another fight commencing. As BKB's activated by Razor on that one. Jenkins is up in 5 seconds, so if they do kind of continue to make something happen, you got to look out for that. But with the BKB use on Razor, I think Fart Studios may be fine just farming some more.
It feels like they just want to keep building their advantage even more, and they're in the right place to do so as well. Lifestealer is not known for flash farming. He went with this BKB. Now he has a Basher completed as well, but he has a hard time coming back into this game against now the Butterfly on Razor as well. He needs an MKB on Lifestealer if he's going to be doing any real damage. So against Halberd and Butterfly, he is hard pressed to find the next item, and he's just so far away from it.
Kind of analyzing a couple of items that are happening right now and looking through Tree and Protector currently while I'm on a Perseverance. I think he is going for that refresher. Still a little bit before that'll take place, though, of course. But I also noticed Rubik picking up that Lotus Orb. Another Dispel that they have to work with here on the Radiant side.
An
and that's
amazing game for Lotus Orb. So good against Searing Chains, Overgrowth. I mean, against absolutely everything, pretty much. The Lifesteal Shard can be blocked as well, or dispelled as well. As of course dispelling, you know, the silence or the ulti from Earth Spirits. This is probably one of the better Lotus Orb games that you can find.
And let's not forget that tier 4 items are also starting to make an appearance now. Ninja Gear picked up by BSJ. And that Razor. Ember Spirit has his own Havoc Hammer though, and Ember Spirit did just hit level 20 as well, so he's able to pick up his level 20 talent, which is the Sleight of Fist hero damage, so slight buffer there for him, but you see a Flicker popping down. So are there any tier 4 items that you feel like are going to be truly impactful?
I feel like tier 4 is my favorite tier of neutral items because all of them are so impactful. You rarely get a bad deal with the tier 4 neutral items. There are so many big ones, honestly. I mean, there are a lot of heroes who want to have upgrades right now. Even though Eye of Vizier, for instance, is good on Rubik, I think he would be much happier getting something like the Timeless Relic, or getting him just anything right now, like the Dispels could be available as well.
Smoke play from CDUB. Couple of them are smoked around the other heroes, but Fart Studios avoiding for the time being. Roshan's up in 4 seconds, as we can see. It was a pretty, I think it was a fairly quicker Roshan, actually. In the end, it's going to be up now. Nushan will spot it, and this is the third Roshan. This is one of those, either the game could end here in favor of Fart Studios, it feels like, or CDUB can really start some kind of a comeback.
Nice ward by Nushan. Same from CDUB.
Sanctified, a little bit of a distraction. Jenkins going in front of the back. There's a one-hit fist bomb. They take it on Ruben. That's the God initiation that you're looking for. After a CDUB, Annihilate trying to get away. Just south, though. Another fight once again breaking through. Life breaks on through. Huskar, though, he's locked in place thanks to the overgrowth. Mark going back, and Huskar has to fight. There's no buyback for the supporting cast. He is still alive. The roll in from Earth Spirit, and down goes Annihilate. He's out for 80 seconds. He just got his buyback, but this is what I was talking about, Waga. This is a chance now for CDUB.
This is insane. There were 20,000 more even gold behind, and they managed to find this fight. They get so much money for every single kill. The Huskar kill alone was 1,000 gold for Ela and 1,000 for everyone else who was there in total. So that was huge. All of it came down to Sanctified rolling in, getting that vision down immediately. Both teams had high ground vision, but the team that is more powerful with vision is the Infest bomb from Ember. That was huge. Yeah. Bombing in with the Lifestealer and Ember, they just blew up the support cast.
Who does have the axe now, by the way, but yeah, look at this. You see the Observer catch it just on the top of the screen. You see him zooming on in and catching him isolated on Annihilate right there especially. So then those supporting casts, I mean, the blow up, and CDUB was able to just completely capitalize from there. It's recapping the Roshan as well. You have the Aegis, of course, Lifestealer, Cheese and Ember, and the Refresher Shard picked up by Death Prophet.
I mean, this is so wild now. They have swung it back, even though they're 13,000 gold behind. Having the refresher on the DP makes her super strong in the next fight, and also Lifestealer can now be a little bit more confident going into the fights with that Aegis. They have set themselves up to turn a game around that looked like it should have been completely over. And Far Studios, they have to tighten up their play right now if they want to not let them completely equalize this game here.
Yeah, and it kind of goes to that point now, that conversation of, all right, we got ourselves a game, we're 40 plus minutes in. Is there a team that you would favor just simply on paper as far as the lineup and their cores that they're working with?
I mean, late game, I am completely on CDUB having the nicer drafts, I would say. There are arguments to be made about, you know, Fart Studios and what they have as well. But I think Huskar is more a timing-based hero usually. He's not about how strong he is minute 60 or whatever. He can get countered by items at some point. And Lifestealer now with you know, the Aegis as well can just run at him with Basher and start smacking him. Once that NKB comes up on Lifestealer, Huskar's game will be quite difficult.
You could almost feel it now, Waga, too, and understandably so, that Far Studios playing maybe a little more cautious. They're not as deep into the CDUB's jungle anymore. They're all sticking together right here. They understand that they cannot have another one of those initiations from CDUB, or this game could completely swing the other way.
It's like you can almost, you know, feel like they said, okay, guys, we've been going alone too much. We've been dying alone too much. Let's just run together. Sanctified runs into all of them, gets blocked by Jenkins.
And BKB, he tried to roll out the last second, but uh-oh. Who's not here? Iron Ailey's not here. And he's running, but he can't join. He just TP'd to the bottom lane. So Jenkins, he cancels the RP. He did not use it. He gets on out of there with... He's running over the hills. Eraser having to force his own BKB out. They lose Isle, though. Here comes a big overgrowth. That's the RP, though, coming out from Jenkins. He shows back up, but the follow-up damage just not enough. They did kill Ember Spirit, but Lifestealer still plenty alive. Iron Island lifted on up. However, he's not able to get some attacks. Never mind, the Bash procs kick in, and down goes Huskar. Double killed over Fart SJ, and suddenly it's Double King by himself. Remember, he has an Aegis.
The buying back DP, they're trying to get there in time. They want to help him.
Yep, buying back, flying back over. DP does have that exorcism good to go. Living armor applied from Afamush. And here comes Ela. Ela, exorcism, silence, Lotus Orb applied to the Razor. But he has to respect this damage now. Lifestealer showing that he's not giving up. He wants to continue this fight. Puts the Abyssal Blade stun onto the Razor, but Fart SJ is still fairly strong for the looks of it. Afamush getting pushed back, and the sun's coming out. Getting through to wave in, but down goes the Treant, and now Razor, or excuse me, that's force a Lifestealer having to infest, trying to get away. They lose Death Prophet once again.
That was a valiant attempt there by CDUBs, but now they lost the DP and lost the buyback on DP. With the buyback from Huskar there, sealing the deal at the very end. Now it is Fart Studios who are in position to go punish. 100 seconds, no DP. They played that out really well. I mean, nice by Jenkins all throughout it there, honestly. From the start of the fight, catching out the Earth Spirit with a blink block on his rollout, to later on pulling people off of BSJ so that he could stay alive and keep kiting. This Razor does not die unless there's so much lockdown. With a Butterfly, Satanic, BKB Manta, and Skadi, he is so difficult to bring down.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he showed right there if we weren't certain of it already. I mean, yeah, you mentioned the Satanic even picked up 4,000 plus life with all the ways he has to evade and also regain life. And the support, by the way, of IO especially is certainly a very, very difficult target to kill. So they finally get the Rax kill in the mid lane to Fart SJ as well as Fart Studios as a team, and now they're going for the top. We have 40 more seconds for Death Prophet. Without Death Prophet, can they really commit?
I don't think so. I don't think they can fight without DP at all. So just try and keep cutting the mid wave with Earth Spirit. Try not to get caught by a relocate catch or something. Top creep wave is pushing out a little bit for Dire, so they have backdoor protection. Oh no, the lift. Jenkins gets a nice catch, skewering back the Ember Spirit into the lift of the Rubik. And they bring him down as well. Now they're back in the horrible spot of having 80 seconds, no Ember.
His backdoor. It's like, ah, God, it's so annoying. How about
they can do it. They can do it. Just hard work.
It is. Yeah, but it does delay them a little bit. They get the melee racks in the end. There's still the range racks, though. But now Death Prophet's back up, but now you're down an Ember Spirit. He's out for another minute, so pretty unfortunate for CDUB right there in terms of continuing to make their comeback attempt. And to me, it's feeling like, okay, they had a bit of a comeback there. Obviously, Fart Studios regained control now, and now they have arguably even a bigger lead than they had before. We're almost to that point of like, make it to 60 minutes if you're CDUB, get tier 5, see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're just happy to keep making it another minute here. Every minute that goes by that they didn't lose, that's how far behind they are, that it's just about staying alive at this point. So you try your best, and the push is coming now. They're asking like, wait, maybe Ember doesn't have buyback. I don't think they realized that. He is only 300 gold away from buyback, so he was close. Maybe they can just go up here, and that's what they're gonna see as well. No defense really yet.
The raid boss that is Razor right here, just on the high ground. They're gonna silence, disarm, and everything, but there's no way they're actually jumping him. Just gonna delay what feels like the inevitable. But
when
Fart
they send up Racer to frontline like this has given so many chances for Magnus and Rubik to keep fishing for these kills. They get to skewer backs, or Rubik gets a catch. So the fact that they have these super tanky frontliners is very important, because it opens up for the playmakers to make their plays.
Well, speaking of making plays, Waga, they're going for it on CDUB side. It's understandable. Last-ditch effort to sort. Gleipnir in the hands of Ember Spirit opens up. Has the Infest Bomb ready. They come on out. Who are they going for the quick kill to Io? No, the reflection, though, of the Lotus Sword, but they do take out Io. He's out for 100 seconds with no buyback for SJ. And Half-Life both the RP from Jake gets out for the overgrowth in response. Popping the refresher as well, trying to keep teammates alive. Another refresher, or another root coming out, excuse me, with the overgrowth. Installed by Nusham. It's just roots all over the place, left and right, but it seems like Fart Studios is the one that's having the last laugh. Lifestealer forcing his buyback, and so does the Tramp. But look who's still alive amongst this. It's this Razor. Just continuing to do work. Death Prophet just south of us ends up going down. I annihilate, and then Mark killed off again, but he buys back again. But Fart SJ, he has teammates coming. And he might need them a little bit quicker, because he's starting to drop, but never mind. The link is up. He's taking Lifestealer for a walk now. Infest onto the Ember Spirit, and now Ember Spirit's having to get the hell on out of there. They're just playing the survivalist game.
Yeah, they're just chasing people down. This game is so all over the place, but ultimately it is a big win team fight here for Fart Studios. They lost everyone except for the POS 1 and the POS 2, who are happily standing their ground here and even able to think about going high ground possibly. Both of them have Satanics, but looks like they're gonna back up and respect that they are down number advantage here. Just gonna go back to farming.
Okay. That was a little bit scary.
Dangerous TP. Almost got caught there by the Ember jump.
Yeah, so you see the vision there. Obviously, he knows he has vision there for sure now, but manages to TP out and actually survive. But, whew, okay. Yeah, minute and a half until Roshan would be the fourth Roshan at this point. So, Fart Studios is proven to have a little bit of trouble truly closing out this game. And, of course, credit to CDUB. And you look at where CDUB can continue to hold things on and start making yet another comeback. I mean, level 25 on Lifestealer now, so his rage duration increased by another second and a half. Ember Spirit's almost there as well himself. So
the issue that I see is that their damage is really limited to just that first Infest Bomb from Ember and Lifestealer together. They're going again here with the smoke. They need to get such a good connection where they burst like two heroes, because if they only kill Io slowly and just barely, then afterwards, where's the damage coming from? Exorcism is falling off at this point, and there's not really much damage coming out from Ember overall after his initial jump.
Well, they're going to go for it once again. They find Io yet again. Lotus Orb coming out. Meanwhile, off to the right, Sanctify gets blown up, but so does Sonic. So an eye for an eye there. Now they're buying back currently at least the Overgrowth being used. Fire Remnants flying around from Mark. Trying to stay alive against this Rage who's chasing him down, but Double King BK beat on up, and he's going for Huskar. Her Spirit buys back. Every Spirit was picked off, though, and the RP again coming through for Jenkins, and this time it seems like it could be the finisher that they were looking for. Lifestealer manages to TP back, but it is official, Waga. GG's called. Game 1 going to Fart Studios.
What a wild ride, game 1. That's... I don't know what I expected, but a 50-minute, very confusing brawl. Ultimately, Fart Studios, they were...